Good evening. A new Arizona law just signed by the governor is designed to remember a Phoenix teen who ended his own life and to help prevent others from doing the same thing. Thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kadiba Devine. The law charges adults who encourage vulnerable teens online to commit suicide. Tonight, 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with the teen's family, and he is joining us now live at the state capitol. Chase?
Crepe, Mark, this bill that was just signed into law is also known as a law to, as we mentioned, prevent teen suicide. When I spoke with the boy's parents, they told me that they hope it does save lives and prevent parents from going through what they did. At a very young age, Cade Keller from Phoenix knew what he wanted to do when he grew up.
He loved building and making all things, whether it was woodwork or metalwork or sewing.
His mom, Megan Keller, and her husband, Brian Cooper, said since he was in the second grade, he dreamed of becoming a welder.
We knew that was his passion.
A passion he continued. Then at just 16 years old, before he graduated high school, he got into the welding program at Mesa Community College.
And he was proud of himself.
He started in January of 2022, but while he was going down the path toward his dream, his parents said he was struggling with his mental health, contemplating suicide. Keller says Cade made 3 videos on Instagram stating what he was going to do.
The videos sent to a group of 11 people and 1 individual, and 3 of them recorded it, and not one person called 911, 988, got their parents, called us, got their family, a friend, anybody.
In March of that year, Cade ended his life.
When asked why didn't anybody say anything, several people within that generation, as well as in that chat group, had said we didn't believe him.
Since then, his parents have been strong advocates for suicide awareness and prevention, creating fundraisers and scholarships in Cade's honor, knowing other kids his same age are going through similar struggles.
Nobody should be a victim of suicide, and that's our goal.
Nobody should go through this, especially parents, and I'll even go so far, especially a mother.
Their story making its way to Republican State Representative Pamela Carter.
We both were just crying in my office, and I knew this was the answer, that I wanted to do something.
She sponsored a bill called Cade's Law. It would charge any adult with manslaughter who encourages or pushes children to suicide, either through social media or online.
There are adults that are predatory and actually prey on these kids when they are contemplating suicide.
On Monday, it was signed into law. While it may have not prevented Cade's death, his parents and Representative Carter say it will hold people accountable.
We're not going to change the outcome of Cade's crossing, but what we can do is call to attention the importance to checking in on people, and if they are voicing things, believe them.
This law was also signed the same month as Cade's birthday. His parents once again encouraging everyone to reach out and check in on their loved ones. We're live in Phoenix. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you. A surprise legal settlement was announced today after a 12 News investigation into the death of a Sun City West woman. That woman died after APS shut off her power on a 99-degree day. Catherine Corman died after her power was shut off in May of 2024. The $7 million settlement includes nearly $3 million of compensation to Corman's family. APS also agreed to change its policies on power shutoffs. Under the new policy, the utility won't turn off power when temperatures hit 95 degrees. That's something that Corman's family says is welcome news.
We see the Attorney General twisting APS's arm to make them do the common sense thing.
Does this help at all the grief?
It is difficult to imagine a better memorial to my mother. That is as great a victory and as great an honor as you could hope for.
In a statement, APS says that despite the settlement, it believes that its disconnection policies already met or exceeded all laws and regulations.
Phoenix police say a man shot and killed his friend's dog after breaking into an apartment yesterday. According to police, 33-year-old David Contreras used a hidden spare key to get inside. According to court documents, he got into an argument with 2 people that he believed were on the patio before firing the gun at them. Police never found any evidence of anyone being on the patio, but officers say a bullet hit the victim's dog. The dog was taken to a vet. We're working on getting an update on its condition. Court documents show Contreras admitted to using drugs before the shooting. He's being held on a $50,000 bond.
Developing tonight, the owner of a gun store in Chandler has been indicted after prosecutors say that his guns ended up in the hands of convicted felons.
12 News journalist Tiani Jadalang is here after speaking with the suspect's attorney. And Tiani, what are they saying?
Mark Caribe, Esteban Yanez's attorney says his client has entered a plea of not guilty. But according to court documents, the U.S. Attorney's Office is claiming the Gilbert resident didn't take the required steps for licensed dealers to stop guns from entering the wrong hands. This is the list of charges being presented by the U.S. Attorney's Office against 34-year-old Esteban Yanez. Yanez is the owner of this gun store, and the charges against the business owner date back to October of 2025. Jason Lamb, an attorney representing the defendant, explains the terms in his words.
The formal charges that we've seen thus far simply suggest that my client did not keep appropriate records in terms of transactions of weapons themselves and related financial aspects of it.
The investigation was done by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Besides straw purchasing and false statements, documents say on 2 occasions guns purchased at the store were ultimately going to a convicted felon, which is a federal crime. Prosecutors accuse Yanez of aiding and abetting people who knowingly made false statements about who the guns were for. But Lamb argues these issues are tracked by the ATF.
The law requires not only my client, but anyone else who is in the business of selling firearms to reasonably ensure that these regulations are not violated. But my client nor any other individual can ensure that someone is not going to come in with a fake ID, perpetrate a fraud, or that they've been to 6 other stores in town during the same week to buy a gun.
Separately, documents say Yanez failed to file IRS forms when the business received over $10,000 in cash. As for background on Yanez and if he's ever been charged with anything similar, Lamb tells us this.
This is an absolute anomaly of a situation, or a blip on the radar, if you would. Based on all of these factors, the prosecutor recognized that he wasn't a danger or a flight risk and recommended that he be released. And in fact, the judge agreed and my client was released.
Depending on how the case is resolved, Yanez could serve several years in prison, with the U.S. Attorney's Office pushing to seize $263,000, the amount funded through these illegal transactions. Live in studio, I'm Tiani Jadalang, 12 News.
Tiani, thanks. Less than a week after Ian Mitchum was convicted for the murder of Allison Feldman, a jury found that Mitchum could be eligible for the death penalty. He was found guilty of first-degree murder, sexual assault, and burglary for the 2015 murder in Scottsdale. Today, the jury found aggravating factors in the case, including Mitchum's previous conviction for a different crime and that he committed the crime in a cruel manner. Court resumes Monday when the defense will present their case against the death penalty.
The Maricopa County Attorney's Office has sent the case of a Mesa mom shot by her neighbors on her neighbor's doorstep back to police for further investigation. Maria Lewis was found dead after going for a walk around 2:30 in the morning on February 28th. Last month, Mesa police submitted a charge of negligent homicide against her neighbor, Delance Morin. Morin is an employee of the Attorney General's office. He's been on administrative leave since the incident happened.
A unique traffic alert tonight in Camp Verde. Police have shut down part of the road outside the post office to protect a duck and her eggs. 2 deputies on patrol this morning spotted the mama duck in the roadway. When they took a closer look, they found the duck was guarding over a dozen eggs. The deputies called in some help and blocked off the road to give the soon-to-be mom some space. Deputy Jaden Jenkins says today's call was personal.
First thing I did was pull out my phone, took a picture, and then I had to FaceTime my son. He loves ducks too. We want everybody to respect nature, don't approach wildlife, leave them alone, let them do their thing, and that's the best way that we can leave it for our children as well.
Deputy Jenkins loves ducks. He even has a duck tattoo, telling us he got it for his son. The deputies say they'll be back to provide traffic control once the eggs hatch.
Well, new at 10, a 99-year-old World War II veteran is gearing up for a special trip. And as 12 News journalist Maria Stobbs explains, his community is sending him off in a big way.
This has been a very good week for me. At 99 years old, Matty Vodnik still carries the pride of his service.
I think the service was a good thing for me.
Less than 0.5% of more than 16 million Americans who served in World War II are still living today, and he's one of them.
We kept the peace. I say we kept the peace. We were peace ambassadors.
As a sergeant in the 6th Cavalry Regiment, Matty patrolled the Czech border, covering dozens of miles a day.
We did that all on horseback.
Now, he's headed to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials built in honor of veterans like him.
I haven't been on an airplane in 10 years. It makes me feel good to think that I was one of the people that were picked for this flight.
It's all thanks to Honor Flight, a program bringing World War II, Korean, and Vietnam veterans to the nation's capital for a guided tour.
I'm looking forward to going to Arlington Cemetery. That's one place we're going.
But before he departs next week...
He's 99 years old. He's going to Washington. I mean, for heaven's sake, that's a big deal. Why wouldn't we celebrate it?
The senior living community at Pegasus Landing of Mesa is sending him off in style.
This is just a total surprise.
Full of music, food, and a gift to take with him.
Blow him a kiss.
And I'm glad that most of the people in the facility participated. Even people from Memory Care were here.
A send-off fit for a hero and a reminder.
Life is good. It's what you make it, but it's good.
In Mesa, Maria Stobbs, 12 News.
While his honor flight departs next Wednesday, the trip includes flights, meals, transportation, and specialized guardians, along with visits to memorials honoring his service.